Not every housemaid comes to help. Some enter a family with a smile, but behind that smile is a mission of destruction. And sometimes the very gift you welcome into your home is the doorway through which the devil walks in. They thought they were hiring a helper. Instead, they welcomed their greatest enemy into their own home. And it all started with a single decision to employ a stranger they knew nothing about. The Olawale family had been struggling to cope after the sudden death of Grandma, who used to live with them. She had been the one helping with the children, keeping the home in order, and making life easier for Mrs. Olawale, who was a banker with long hours. Now everything was falling apart. The children were messy, the house was untidy, and her husband grew impatient. So when Mrs. Olawale spotted a young girl named Busy at the market one Saturday morning, carrying loads on her head and begging traders for small jobs, she felt a tug of sympathy. "Do you need work?" she asked. "Yes, ma," the girl answered with downcast eyes. "Anything. I can wash, cook, sweep." Without asking too many questions, Mrs. Olawale decided to bring Busy home. It seemed like fate the solution to her problems. At first, Busy was everything they wanted. She was efficient, quick to learn, and eager to please. The children adored her. Mr. Olawale even praised his wife for her good heart in picking the girl. But little by little, strange things began to happen. The youngest child, Dara, who had been bubbly and playful, became withdrawn and fearful. She said Busy told her stories at night, stories about ghosts that lived in the ceiling and spirits that ate children's toes. Whenever Busy washed clothes, items went missing: underwear, handkerchiefs, even Dara's school socks. And the family's once peaceful home grew heavy with tension. The parents argued more. The children cried easily. What no one noticed was that Busy kept a small leather pouch under her pillow. She never let it out of her sight. And every night, when the house was dark and silent, Busy would carefully remove a small charm from the pouch, place it in her hands, and begin to chant softly, "Let there be confusion, confusion, confusion." By morning, the once loving family would wake up and start having unnecessary quarrels over little things, arguments that made no sense, disagreements that grew into bitterness. When she was done, she would quietly return the charm to the pouch, lay down, and sleep as though nothing had happened. The following week, Mr. Olawale's car broke down mysteriously in the middle of the highway. The engine simply refused to start, even though he had serviced it just the previous month. Mechanics tried their best, but nothing worked until he spent nearly 500,000 naira on repairs. The incident left him bitter and suspicious. The very next day, Mrs. Olawale opened her office drawer to retrieve an envelope of cash she had carefully set aside for supplies. To her horror, the money had vanished, every last note. She was sure she had locked the drawer. She sat at her desk, trembling. At home, she accused her husband of carelessness, while he fired back, blaming her disorganization. The once loving couple, who used to laugh and share everything, now threw harsh words at each other almost daily. Busy, however, remained calm and unusually helpful. Whenever quarrels arose, she stood silently, sometimes smirking when no one was watching. Unbeknownst to the family, she had started a new routine. Whenever she cooked stew or soup, she would squat quietly by the pot, urinate inside it, stir gently, and cover it back. At mealtime, she served the food with a smile. The family ate heartily, never suspecting anything. Hours later, the children would begin vomiting, clutching their stomachs, while Mr. and Mrs. Olawale ran to the toilet with severe purging. And who came rushing with water, wipes, and feigned concern? Busy. She pretended to be the most caring helper, patting backs, cleaning vomit, fetching hot water, yet she was the hidden cause of their suffering. Sickness, quarrels, and financial losses began to eat deep into the Olawale's home. Nights that once held peace now throbbed with tension. Arguments turned into silence. Silence turned into distance. Eventually, Mr. and Mrs. Allowell began sleeping in different rooms, each blaming the other for their problems. And that was when Busy struck. Mr. Allowell, already frustrated and lonely, began to notice the way Busy looked at him. She lingered when serving his food, smiling softly, her eyes holding his longer than necessary. Sometimes, when she bent to clear the table, her wrapper loosened just slightly, revealing what no maid should dare to show her master. At first he brushed it aside, but temptation grew stronger. Unknown to him, Busy had been charming his meals with her rituals, whispering over his plate before serving, "Let his wise be blind to his wife. Let his heart burn for me.